Today I'm going to be talking about the new Caswell model, the Caswell lace-to-toe boot known as the Carver. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks, and in today's video I have the profound honor of reviewing this new pair of boots that belong to my buddy Chris Wells, otherwise known as the Boot Wiki on Instagram, that you should definitely go follow because he's doing a lot of really awesome historical deep dives, providing lots of really good factoids about traditional boot construction, how it's evolved over history. We all need to be following along to understand history, because if we don't understand history, we are doomed to repeat it. This is a very special build. This is known as the Caswell Carver boot by my buddy Kevin at Caswell Boots, and this is part of their hand welted collection, and it's in a very special leather. This is in wild boar hide, and the color is called sand. This wild boar was made by Galloon. I could always tell Galloon leathers because they're just so hardy. All of them. They're just super hardy, super beefy, super waxy, and beautiful. They really know what they're doing there. I'm really happy to see Kevin working with the guys at Galloon, because every iteration of leather that I've seen come out of that tannery has just been wild. Whether it's the deer skin, this boar hide, whether it's horse rump, anything, they always do a bang up job. It's just incredible to see what a small batch tannery can accomplish, and it's just so different from anything I've ever experienced, including Horween. Horween's awesome, but Galloon is just doing something just a little bit different. First, let's talk about these really cool boot bags in herringbone. I believe this is probably a wool, actually, by the feel. I could be wrong, but yeah, really cool herringbone patterned boot bags there that with the Caswell logo on there. Awesome. It came with two. So this is the first time I've ever seen the Caswell, this new last that Kevin is running. This is called the Morris last. Pretty different from some of the other lasts that I've seen him doing. So let me read just a little bit about this. He also ran the Carver boot in charcoal Teton stag, which is a deer skin that Grant Stone actually ran as well. So did Truman. Love that stag leather. So here are the details. So we've got the Carver in sand wild boar. It's hand welted 270-degree velt shown construction, one of my favorite construction methods. Built on the Morris lass. We've got a double midsole, 7 eyelets, antique brass hardware, Dr. Sol original super grip half sole, handmade in Indonesia. So that's really cool. Kevin, most of his boots are built out of a factory in Spain, but he's also using somebody, one of the makers out in Indonesia, to make runs for him. And yeah, I could definitely tell. It's got that Indonesian look, that beautiful Indonesian DNA that I see in a lot of my boots. For example, these Tahuras that just don't get the wear that they deserve. These Tahuras are built on, yeah, this Morris last looks very similar to my Tahuras, actually. Now, these are obviously much bigger. These are in a size 11D. I'm actually not exactly sure what size these Tahuras are because I sent him foot measurements. But yeah, so just think about all the work that had to go into these boots. So the leather is sourced from the USA. That leather gets sent over to Indonesia. They build the boots. They send them back. And then Kevin and Chris, they just had these boots routed directly to me to review. And then I'm going to get these on the way to Chris here shortly. These boots have already done more traveling than I have in my entire lifetime. And they haven't even been worn yet. Let me talk a little bit about this wild boar skin real quick. What's immediately striking to me are the follicle marks that you see coming through the grain on the leather. That's really striking, really cool to see. And that's why leather just keeps us forever fascinated in it, right? Is because depending on the animal and depending on its life, it's just going to exemplify so many cool characteristics. And I've never seen a boot made out of wild boar hide before. In preparation for this video, I did a little bit of research on wild boar. So apparently, wild boar are very similar to our modern pig. And a modern, like, farm-raised pig, if he escapes within 2 generations, that pig will be back to a wild boar. It's pretty crazy, actually. But the pigs have their wild instincts written into their DNA. So once you take them out of the farming environment, where they're fed and injected with all that stuff and everything else, once they get out of there and they start breeding, in 2 generations they're already back to square one where they started, which is the wild boar. Feral animals, mean, nasty. They have like really crazy teeth that they can rip your skin open with. The meat is super duper lean. It's not like that fatty bacon that we're used to. Wild boar meat is lean everywhere. If you're going to eat it, you need to use other fats to combine with the meat to make it palatable, because it's tough. So, but what I will say about that though, is there is an advantage to wild boar over pigskin. To my knowledge, pigskin absolutely sucks as a leather. I've seen it, I've handled it myself. It's thin, it has the lowest temper. In fact, it's so low temper that you could actually, it's more of a fabric than a leather at that point. It sucks. You know, some cheaper boot brands, they actually use pigskin as lining for boots, and even then it sucks. It's not even good as a lining, like in most cases. It's just, for the most part, just crap. That's why most luxury boot brands, they use lambskin and or glove leather lining to line the boots. Pigskin, think of that as like the lowest of the low leather. Now boar skin, this is unlike pigskin. This is unlike any pig skin I've ever handled. This stuff is absolutely hardy, just as hardy as horse rump is. So let me read a little bit about wild boar. So drum stuffed boar hide is infused with a hot blend of waxes and oils. This process gives the leather high durability and a beautiful distressed style. Hot stuffing helps to protect the leather from the elements, making it an excellent choice for footwear and outdoor goods. Also great for chaps and small goods. Why do they have to bring up chaps? Come on, guys. Just kidding. Not all chaps are assless. I shouldn't be so hard on chaps. Maverick Leather sells boar hide, and so does District Leathers. District Leathers sells a waxy distressed boar leather hide made in America, and here's what they have to say about it. It's good for bags, accessories, and small leather goods. Oh, their boar hide's pretty thin. It's only about 3.5 ounces. Our made in America waxy boar is perfect for the leather craftsman that appreciates the rough nature of the hide and can bring it to life. The hides are perfect for bags, shoes, and other more structured accessories and leather goods. The waxy finish gives the skin a hand feel like no other. Each skin is uniquely distressed and features incredible highs and lows, making this one of the most special articles we carry. Tanning, dyeing, and raw material is all sourced and executed locally in the United States. My friends at Oakstreet Bootmakers also use Galloon Waxy Wild Boar, and here's what they say. It's a heavy-duty, water-resistant boot leather with extraordinary natural character. Tonal variants and pull-up with honey highs and mahogany lows. Thick, full-grain hides are sourced from invasive wild boar, but tanned in Wisconsin according to a Galloon family recipe. A chrome retan with a toggle-dyed crust is colored with a wax wet stuff process. then roller coated with several layers of clear wax. The leather then rests in a hot room until the wax sets and is finished after several additional flex rolls have leveled the waxy top layer. Ask Andy about clothes. He says that boar hide is very soft but extremely tough. It's virtually impossible to damage it through normal wear. It's difficult to get a mirror shine on it. Pig skin is different. Yeah, no, you wouldn't mirror shine these. Not at all. Wild boar skins are traditionally often used in front of open fireplaces, so they make good rugs too. And here's more about the wild boar pig relationship. Wild boars are just 2 generations away from any domesticated pig. If a pig escapes from a farm, it becomes a feral pig, and then that pig has offspring. Those feral pigs have offspring too, and now they are indistinguishable from wild boar. That's so crazy. That's so crazy that a pig could turn into that, like grow hair and grow tusks. Domestic pigs can quickly revert to wild pigs. I like that, revert. Although the domestic pig as we know it today took hundreds of years to breed, just a few months in the wild is enough to make a domestic pig turn feral. It will grow tusks, thick hair, and become aggressive. Well, humans are probably the same in that respect. Maybe I should try that out. Maybe I should go live in the tundra for a few months and see if I evolve into or devolve into something else. Okay, so domestic pigs can turn feral in short order, relying on the ancient boar genes still encoded in their DNA. These stealth genes, as scientists call them, can be activated by changes in the pig's surroundings. This is one of nature's most dramatic examples of epigenetics. I'm big on epigenetics. I really love that whole field of study. I've talked about it at length in other videos, so I won't turn this into a health diatribe today. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, this is an Indonesian boot. These midsoles and insoles are super thick. I absolutely love the storm welt and the Veltshone construction, which would have been hand welted. Absolutely phenomenal. So this would have retailed at probably about $570. And a little bit about the Caswell made to order program. We kindly request your understanding on the following guidelines. Please note that each pair of boots are individually customized and as a result are final and ineligible for return or exchange. Our boots are crafted from genuine leather, which may display unique characteristics such as minor scratches, blemishes, or color variations. Estimated crafting period is 11 to 13 weeks. Actual delivery times may vary slightly. So yeah, once again, hand welted, so you gotta be patient with this stuff. Yeah, this is just a brilliant lace to toe build, and the sand wild boar is perfect for this. Oh wow, the inside of the tongue is gnarly. It's darker, really dramatic follicle marks on the inside there. I don't have my leather gauge handy, but just by the feel, I'd say that this leather is probably 5.5 ounces, just by feeling it. And then, yeah, much thicker with the interior lining as well. Nice block heel back here. Good choice. It would also look good with a logger or a woodsman, but that's just my opinion. I don't know exactly who Kevin is using, which maker Kevin is using in Indonesia for these builds, but I see a lot of similarities with my Tahuras and these Willies too. Yeah, I just love lace to toe models. They're just so cool. These are very similar builds. Absolutely killer. Shout out to Tahura and Willies. Yeah, the back heel stays different from my Willies and Tahuras though. The back heel stays on these are separate pieces from the back heel strip, whereas this, they have the single unit, the single panel, back heel stay, back heel strip. 2 speed hooks at the top, and yeah, I'm just mesmerized by the wild boar skin. It looks different in every panel, in fact. Partly due to the lasting, it's also got a nice nubuck feel to it. I wouldn't exactly call this a rough out, but it's rough on both sides actually. It's not, neither side is smooth, which is really interesting. Really neat the way that this boar skin, the characteristics of this boar skin. What is your opinion on boar skin? I am simply flabbergasted by it. I've never quite seen a leather like this before. It's super unique. Yeah, I'd love to hear the audience thoughts on this. Have you ever experienced wild boar skin yourself? And if so, how does that compare to, say, deer skin? I could tell that there are some consistencies between this Galoon wild boar and my Teton stag deer skin. Both are just like super duper wax infused all the way through and just tons of character, and it definitely has a handmade small batch feel about it too, which to me is the most special part. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Huge thanks to Chris at the Boot Wiki again, and to Kevin Caswell for routing me these so that I could get them on camera. And I will leave links to the Caswell website in the description below, so go shop around over there if you are so interested. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. End of transmission.